Okay, good morning all. Let us go ahead with the JSP discussions today. I'll just go through the simple implicit objects that are available as part of Java JSP. So you have a package for JSP package, okay, which has three important functions. One is called as JSP init, second is JSP service, third is JSP destroy. Okay. Other than that, you have many implicit objects that are available for you, readily available. They need not be instantiated or they need not be created again. Unlike as you have seen in servlets, we need to write, we need to create this out object. Okay, we need to create out object every now and then. Okay, that is not available in the JSP. These are the different implicit objects that are available. They are readily available, which I can use as soon as I want. Okay, so out is an implicit object which is available. If you can remember, in servlets we used to write print writer out equal to, okay, response.getWriter. So I used to call that getWriter function using the print writer interface. Only then this would have been created. But now out I can use very easily without being instantiated or without being created. And you also have seen in case of do get, do post or service method, whatever method I use, request and response have been created explicitly by calling http servlet request space request comma http servlet response space response. Okay, so those are readily available here. You need not create them explicitly. So obviously the number of lines of code will definitely get reduced as compared to servlet in case of JSP. So JSP is more preferred than servlets. Okay, then is it the only reason for having JSP instead of servlets? There are many more reasons. Servlet tells you write a Java program separately, write HTML separately, and there you create a link between them. Okay, you have seen always I used to write index.html or welcome.html. On click of a button, it used to go to a Java file. Okay, that is called as servlet file. And also there was a requirement of writing web.xml. Web.xml, unless and until it is been written properly, I will not get the proper output. Okay, that was the drawback of servlet. Now how I can overcome that? I can overcome by doing the same thing in case of JSP. What JSP tells? JSP tells you can write all your Java code inside the HTML itself. There is no need of creation of separate two files, one by name HTML, another by name .java. You can have a single file extended with .jsp, which accommodates both the things, both HTML as well as the Java part. Okay, how I can do that? You can very well do that wherever you want. You can write your HTML tag as usual. But wherever you want the Java code to be included as part of JSP file, start that with a scriptlet tag. And wherever you want to end the Java code, end it with the scriptlet tag ending. Okay, this is the simplest thing that you want to do. Wherever you want to write HTML, don't include any tag, any scriptlet tag. But wherever you want to include a simple Java code, that Java code you include, try to include in between the opening and closing of the scriptlet tag. So it means you can have a combination of both in a single file. Whenever there is a single file, the managing becomes much convenient. Also, since these implicit objects are readily available for you, you need not create them explicitly every now and then. For every program it is available for you explicitly. There is no need of creation of it every time. So it reduces the human effort as well as the length of the code getting reduced. So these are the different advantages of JSP over the servlets. Now, I'll just go through each one of these very quickly and then I'll show you few of the programs on these implicit objects. Okay. Please remember, I had discussed three different tags in the previous class. One is called the scriptlet tag, second is called the declaration tag, third is called the expression tag. Okay, other than these, there is something called as include tag. There is something called as include tag that I will write using at the rate. I'll show it whenever and wherever required. Today I'll be covering all these tags thoroughly. Now, why do I require declaration tag separately? Okay, definitely you can do inside the scriptlet tag the declaration also. Suppose you want to declare a string or you want to declare an integer number. Definitely you can do it as part of this. But I want declaration tag also. When scriptlet tag doesn't support what is called as function declaration. I'll repeat again. Declaration tag supports the declaration of variable as well as the function. But scriptlet tag supports declaration of a variable but not the function. If you want to define a function and if you want to use it wherever you want, definitely you have to include what is called as declaration tag. Okay. Now, these are the different implicit objects that are available in JSP. This is an advantage over servlet. So out is specially used for writing the response. Request, this is the object which makes sure that whatever user has sent, that request has been processed. Response, you want to write back the response to the user from the server. That is response object. Config, you want to know which website you are referring. You want to know on what kind of port number this particular website is running. All those configuration related information are available in config. Application, it talks about what kind of application you are running. So application details are being stored as part of this implicit object application. Session, so this is the thing that I will be discussing in depth today. Okay, session, it tries to tell you have navigated from first page to third page. Even in third page, you want to have a reference of the things that are referred in first page. So you want to carry forward the different details that are being available in first page, and I want to make sure that they are available in third or fourth page also. How can I do that? I can do that by using what is called as session object. And session has been very conveniently defined in case of JSP as compared to servlet. Then I have something called as page context. Okay, this page context, it talks about context of a page, the description of a page that is being defined right now. Okay, then I have a page. You want to include an external page. Then definitely you can go for what is called as page. Then you have exception object, which talks about the kind of the exception that you are getting at this point. Okay, so these are the 9 important implicit objects available as part of JSP, which help you to reduce the number of code or number of lines of code. Now, about this, all these things, I'll be going ahead with the examples, with the help of examples. So I will just go back to the first ever example of JSP that I'm showing right now. So the method goes like this. You just have to right click, okay, create a new, go to dynamic web project, give the name to the dynamic web project, click on next again, generate web.xml. This generates automatically, you need not write it as compared to servlets. Here it will write or it will create on its own web.xml. You need not overwrite it. Okay. Now inside this definitely it would have created all these things. Now go to web content. You're creating your JSP file inside web content. Right click on web content, go to new and select JSP file. I'll repeat again. You're creating a new project, dynamic web project. Inside, once you have created, inside that, right click on web content, go to new and select JSP file. Okay. Now say, let's suppose index.jsp. Next, finish. It would generate automatically this kind of code. You can just see it will generate this kind of code. And this is what the first line of the code, this is what I was speaking about. At the rate page. If you want to include or import anything external to you want to import that, then definitely you can go for what is called as include page directive, or this is where the page this is where I am importing the external sources or resources. This is how I have used it in my one of the programs. I'll show you as and when required. Now you can give the title to this. And
Excuse me, ma'am.
yeah, okay.
Ma'am, can you please increase the font?
Yes, I got to know. Just 1 minute. Highest it is. This is also highest. I tried it here, but it is not coming again. You give me a bit of time, Ramya.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, it has come here. Okay, or otherwise, I'll just copy this. Yes. Okay. Now, if I want to edit anything, I will do it like this. Okay. This is by default generated. This is what is by default generated. This talks about HTML code getting generated. Okay. Now, between body and slash body, you are free to write either the HTML code or the Java code. Suppose I just want to print hello, okay? So this is how I start writing the Java code. What is this called? This is called as scriptlet tag. Inside, in between this, you want to write anything related to Java, you can very well write. Now, definitely you can do the combination of HTML and the Java. So what if I want to write something like this? You are free to generate any HTML tag at any point in time. Suppose I will write like this: font color equal to red. Okay. Now I just want to end that at this point. So this being the HTML tag, I will be writing freely. Slash font is being, it's an HTML tag, I am writing it freely. Now if I want to write any Java tag or anything related to Java, that I'll be writing either in between the scriptlet tag, declaration tag, expression tag, or the at the rate page, that is called as include tag. So in between the tags you are supposed to write the HTML the Java tag. Now if I want to print hello, I will simply write out.print. Okay, out.print. It talks about what? Out.print. Out indicates what? You are printing this on the screen on the web browser. Okay, so when I take up such an example, when you write, let me just copy this. Okay, please give me time. Okay, now if I want to write out.print hello, so how I am supposed to write? I will simply write out.print double quotes hello, double quotes complete, semicolon. Okay, now if you want to write any kind of Java tag, you'll be writing between the scriptlet tag or declaration tag or expression tag. Now, in the first example that I have shown, I'll just copy this, okay? Or let me just do the other way. I'll just copy this and go back to index.jsp. I'm simply pasting the same thing that I have typed there. Don't worry anything about it. Okay. So I'll paste it. I will save it. Now what I will do, Ramya, whether this side is visible properly, web content, all those things. Your project explorer is visible properly.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now what I will do, I will simply right click on index.jsp. Okay, right click. I have not done anything other than editing single line of code. Now what I will do, I'll go to run as run on server. Click on next, finish. Okay, you want to restart? Yes. Okay, you can just see in the web browser the hello getting displayed without any other kind of change or modification that I have done, I used to do in servlets. Okay, simply if I write my JSP code properly, which includes both HTML as well as Java, it will work fine. Unlike a servlet where I was prompted to write web.xml. You can just see inside this web.inf, web.xml would have been created automatically. You need not overwrite or you need not write it again. This is what is an advantage of the JSP over servlet. Okay. Now what I will do, I will just show you the simple examples. I'll copy and paste, don't worry. Okay, it will be visible to you. Okay, meeting is locked. Just 1 minute. Now, what I will do is, I'll just copy this code and paste it in the notepad. Okay, This is a simple example I have written. This talks about printing of 2 into 5. Okay, so 2 into 5 gets calculated, 10 getting printed. Nothing else other than this. This is an example of showing out as well as the scriptlet tag. Okay, so I'll not run this program because you know what will be the output. Next, what I will do, okay, next what I will do is I just want to show you, I'll copy and paste 1 minute. Okay. I just want to show you two things over here. Okay, in this example. Let me paste this. So what this form is doing, I have two files in this example. The first file talks about reading of the username. You can just see in the first HTML file, I have named it as hello.html. Okay, in this file, I have just accepted from the user the name. Okay, then I have a submit button, nothing else other than that. Okay, so what this HTML form does, it simply copies what the username from the user. It just asks from the user the username to be entered. Then on click of the submit button, it navigates to what is called as welcome.jsp. It has navigated to what is called as welcome.jsp. So I'll just go back and paste this welcome.jsp. Welcome.jsp has multiple things to be shown. Okay, I'll just copy this and paste it in the notepad. I will be overwriting this because I don't require this. What this HTML doing? It is simply accepting the username. Okay, and the name of the text box is uname. Now, in this welcome.jsp, I have stored the name that is entered by the user. Okay, I have stored the name that is entered by the user, and these two lines being the Java code, I am writing it between the scriptlet tag. You can just see. And you can also observe, I want to have a new line entered. So BR is the tag used for entering a new line. That new line is being entered as part of HTML. That's why I'm writing it outside the scriptlet tag. So scriptlet tag has been ended. Then I have written the HTML tag. And in case of HTML, anything that you write without those angular brackets, it will be printed as it is. So I want to print it as it is only. That's why I'm writing it outside the tag. Okay. Now you can see I have used what is called as an expression tag. I have used what is called as expression tag. This expression tag is especially used for printing the calculated thing, or you want to compute something, then you are using this expression tag. I just want to print in the current calendar what is the current time. Okay, I just want to call the calendar utility. Inside that, I want to call what is called as get time. So this is getting changed every now and then. I call it as an expression. That's why I'm putting it as part of expression tag. If you want to print current date, I will write java.util.date. Okay. If you want to print the current time, you are writing java.util.calendar.getInstance.getTime. Now, this is getting changed every now and then. That's why I consider it to be an expression. That's why I'm writing it as part of expression tag. Then you might ask me a question. Can I not get the answer for writing it in case of a scriptlet tag? Definitely you will get. But I just want to have that bifurcation done. That's why different tags are there. Okay. Now, inside this expression tag, I have called this getTime function of the calendar, and I have immediately ended the tag. Okay, because whatever that follows further is nothing but HTML tag. So this is what is being done. According to this, I will run this code. Okay. So this is available as part of example 1 if I'm not wrong. I'll just go to this. Okay. So whichever is the base file, on that in a single Java project, dynamic web project, you can have multiple files created. Okay, you can just see in this part, you can just see there are multiple files. Okay, there are multiple files available. So very well you can have hundreds of files in the same dynamic web project, but which you want to run, on that you have to right click. Okay, I'll just right click on this and write run as go to run on server. Similar to the servlet running, no change at all. I'll just click on finish. So it has asked me for the username. Say let me enter the name that you want to print. So you can just see it has printed the username that it got from the HTML, and it has printed the current time. Okay, so you can refresh. You can just see there is changing time available. That's why I have put it as part of expression tag. Okay, so this is a simple example of showing the navigation from one file to another file. Next, what I will do is I'll just show you the use of what is called as declaration tag. Okay, I'll just copy this. Okay, when I create my JSP file, only the HTML tags would have been filled. Now you can see inside the body, I have for the first time used what is called as declaration tag. This is basically used or useful for declaring a variable or a function. Okay. If you want to define a function, function definition you want to write and you want to utilize it wherever you want, then definitely you can go for what is called as declaration tag. Function definition writing is not available as part of scriptlet tag. Please note it. This is the very basic difference between a scriptlet tag and a declaration tag. You can have the declaration of the variable as part of scriptlet tag as well, but I just don't want to have, or the Java doesn't support what is called function definition as part of scriptlet tag. It need to be written in what is called as declaration tag. That's why there is a separate tag available. Now, this line of code can very well be written inside what is called as scriptlet tag. Java allows it. But since I'm showing you the declaration of a variable, I have written it as part of what is called as declaration tag. Then I have simply printed it. Value of the variable is data. I simply printed. The next two breaks, it shows that I want two new lines before printing the next thing. Okay. Next, what I have done is I have started again the declaration tag, and then I have done int cube. It means what? The n value that is being supplied, that n values cube has to be written. Okay. And this function has been called inside what is called as expression tag. You can very well call the function inside the scriptlet tag as well. Don't get confused. Scriptlet tag can be used in place of these two lines of code definitely. Okay, they never mean expression tag never here means that you are replacing the scriptlet tag. So you just can imagine that you want to print anything, definitely you can use any tag you want. Simple printing, any tag is available for you. But if you want to have a definition written as part of the Java in case of .jsp file, that definition, function definition, need to be included as part of what is called as declaration tag. No other tag supports definition of function. I hope I'm clear with this. Since half an hour I'm speaking like anything. I hope I'm clear with this. Please let me know from your end.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now, so I'll just run this code. Okay. Next is you are supposed to do on your own. Okay. A simple program that I'll be discussing next. So cube.jsp, I'll run this. Okay. Why this is coming? I'll just go back to this program. Okay. After this line of code, what I have included is this line. You can just see response dot send redirect. This is a special thing available in JSP. Okay. As soon as the response you have generated, you please redirect to this page. If I remove this line of code, definitely you will get the output and the output will reside. Okay. I'll just go back to this line. You can just see, I'll remove this line of code. Okay. And I will save it. Now, if I want to run this, that redirect, it is basically used to redirect from one page to another page, which is totally external to you. Okay. So I'll just go back to this line of code. Response.send redirect. It talks about right now you might have responded to the request that is being asked by the user. But after doing the response, you are just going to where I want to be. Okay, that particular file name or that particular website name, if you want to give, even you can give a page also, the page where you want to go. Okay, this send redirect is a special thing that is available as part of JSP, which talks about going away from the currently existing file to a totally new world, that you can do by doing this send redirect. So now I have removed that. That's why it has retained itself inside the current page. Okay, now what I want is, I just want you to have the modification done for this program. A simple modification done. Please take down, all of you. Create an HTML file. Create an HTML file which accepts an integer number, on clicking of the submit button, on clicking of the submit button, it should print the reversed number. So what I will do, I'll create input.html. Okay, inside this input.html, what I will do is, I'll create a form. Action is equal to, say, let me write the JSP file that you want to have. Okay, I'll copy and paste, Ramya, the things that I have done. Now what I will do, enter an integer. So input type equal to text, name is equal to num, break, then input type equal to submit, value is equal to reverse. Okay, I'll save this. Then the index.jsp. Here I'll just print the reverse number. I'll just remove these things. Okay, at the beginning of the code, you will have only empty thing. Now what I will do, I'll start the scriptlet tag. Okay, in between these two. Definitely the thing that is being entered will be of type string. Okay, string n is equal to request dot get parameter of whatever name that I have given inside HTML, that name I have to give. Probably I have given NUM. Okay, NUM semicolon. Then what I will do, I will simply write out dot print. How can I reverse a given string? Can anybody comment? If I want to write print the reversed string, what is the way? Yes, anyone? STRREV? Or do I have reverse? Anyone can comment?
Ma'am, we can convert the string to string builder and then we have
Correct,
built-in
correct.
implicit reverse.
That is how you are supposed to do. You cannot have a reverse function directly done on a string. Okay? Or otherwise, what you can do is you can just convert this into integer and then apply the reversing. Okay? Anyhow you can do. So you have to create a string builder object. String builder, say s1 equal to new string builder of n. Okay, so what you are supposed to do now, I'll simply write out dot print of s1 dot reverse. So this is how you are supposed to do the reversing. Varshini, am I right? I'll just copy this and paste it here. This is how you are reversing. Okay, this shows the navigation between the two files. This shows the navigation between the two files. How many lines of code you have written? Hardly 3 lines of code as compared to servlets. You just compare this with servlets if you want to do. So many things you are supposed to do in order to run a single program. Okay, now what I will do, I will right click, run as, run on server. Next, finish, enter an integer, say 23. 32 is the reverse number. Okay, so this is how you are doing the navigation between the two files. Any doubt in this regard? Any doubt in this regard? Please let me know from your end. Please comment quickly. Any doubts? If no doubts, no doubts, you write.
Ma'am, if you want to express it by using integer type, we have to write codes, no ma'am, like divide by
Ramya, your audio is not clear. If you want to have integer type, then
Ma'am, we used to do like divide by 10, take the remainder, multiply by
yeah,
10 something. That
yeah. Then what you are supposed to do is you are simply writing int n1 is equal to integer dot parseInt of n. Okay, you are converting n being the string, you are converting that to integer and storing it in integer variable. Okay, and then I'll just comment this 1 minute. I think probably you cannot see it. I'll just go back here. Okay, what you are supposed to do is, Ramya, I'll just comment these two lines of code. If you want to have the integer reverse, what you are supposed to do is, I'll just take int n1 equal to integer dot parseInt of n. So n being a string that getting converted into integer and getting stored in n1. Now on n1, so what I will do is int m is equal to n1 while n1 not equal to 0. Okay, then let me take say reverse comma. Okay, then let me take a reminder. Okay, I just have to overwrite everything. Yeah, remainder equal to n1 mod 10, then reverse is equal to reverse star 10 plus remainder n1 equal to n1 by 10. Okay, this is how you are doing the integer reverse. Am I clear, Ramya?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you,
Okay,
ma'am.
yeah. So I think another 2 minutes the session will be ending. Please join back after 5 minutes. I just want to show you the navigation of one file to another file, then from there to another file. That is called as session management. I just want to show you that, and then the database connectivity with reference to JSP. If I complete these two, then the JSP chapter is over. Okay, please join back. I'll take for another 20 or 25 minutes. Okay,
Yes, ma'am.
okay, thank you all.